Hi everyone. Today we're going to the Palo Alto battlefield, which is located in Brownsville. It's pretty much on the corner of Paredes Line Road and 511. Now, signs that are marked. Here's the main entrance. Here you go. You come in here. Lizard crossing. You can see that there's a lot of native brush here.
Is it where it?
And here's the greeting area.
Is it where it is? Yeah. Only we take a picture. That's where the money?
Here we are. Today they're supposed to have a reenactment of the battle that we had against the Mexican troops. So we're going to check it out and we'll see you inside. They're having the reenactment here, and this is what the encampment looked like. And this was the field where they had the battle. Now these men here, they're dressed as the Mexican troops. Now for the US side, they had developed a new tactic for fighting. It was called flying artillery. And what they did was they were able to maneuver the cannons faster and set them up faster than the Mexican troops, so they had a tactical advantage over the Mexican troops. Looks like they're going to do it. I gotta stand back here because of the noise.
Ready.
Here it goes.
Fire. Oh, boom. Boom.
Oh, they're just practicing. I thought they were really going to do it.
One more. 3, 2, 1. We represent the Mexican Army. The 4th Infantry Regiment hits the number 4 on the collar during my breastplate. Our uniforms are copied from the French from the time of Napoleon. They're real fancy for battle. Not too practical for battle, but really fancy. They look good. The American Army's uniform, unfortunately our American soldiers didn't come today. They're a lot cleaner, more practical for the battle. Powder for the muskets and the cannon on the Mexican side wasn't good. The Mexican soldiers found out that they had to load double to be able to fire, so it had a big kick.
Fire.
So now they would fire like this. You're not gonna hit anything. According to the Americans, the American line is stretched out. The Mexicans at first fired too high and then fired too low. Cannonball would hit, roll on the ground, American soldiers just stepped out of the way. Okay? The American artillery was the latest in innovation. They had a cannon very much like that one. Hooked up to horses, because before that, who would move your cannons?
Ready.
Oxen. They were real slow. You hitch up about 6 horses to the cannons lighting up, you could move it quickly around the battlefield. So anytime
Fire.
when they started firing, the Mexican Army tried to send an infantry assault. American Army just blasted the heck out of them. The Mexican Army wasn't that they were that bad, they weren't trained. The only ones who were elite were the cavalry. A lot of the guys didn't want to be here, they didn't know why they were here. The Mexican Army went through a town and they would use what they call a leva. Hey, you look a military age, I'm going to measure my musket. We'll train you on the way up. For sure, some were trained, the majority were not.
Fire.
When they got here, that was their first day of combat. All of a sudden, they're facing artillery. Mexican line standing, they would fire, 5, 10 guys would go down. Not all of them dead, but go down. They could not inflict the same damage on the Americans. The powder wasn't good enough. According to General Grant from the Civil War, he was here. He wrote later that They were
Ready.
impressed how brave the Mexicans were. Because they were standing in line, they got shot, fall, and the next line would yell, Viva Mexico! And move on up to take the next discharge. But that's not going to win a battle. So they fought from about 2 to sundown, 7 más o menos. The Mexicans did try to outflank. There's that, see where the trees are? There's that resaca that goes around like this. They went through there, but the Americans formed a square. See what's going to say square? You put your bayonet on your musket, and you get down. That's what happens when your soldiers are too old, like this. I don't know anything about horses, but they say a horse will not attack that. They will stop. So, they tried to outflank them. The Americans after squares moved their artillery and blasted the heck out of them. 7 o'clock, the fighting. According to the reports from General Taylor, up to 350 Mexicans were killed.
Fire.
According to Arista, the commander of the Mexican soldiers, 150. No less. A lot wounded, but about 150. When the battle was over, the next day, May 9th, the Mexican army moved about 5 miles down the road to Resaca La Palma. We will be there next month to open up the park, because they put new parking, restrooms, and some of the stuff. So we're going to be there June 15th. They moved down there. There it was more hard ahead, but here it was more artillery. They didn't really fight hand to hand. Now the Mexican uniforms, like I said, were coming from the French. Really fancy. These two guys are wearing the type that, especially him, the time of the Alamo. This is what they wore at the time of the Alamo. This is what they wore at the Mexican War. Okay? We got Rommel, a cuirassier, cavalryman, minus his horse. Looked pretty fancy. That was the elite of the Mexican army. Then we got an irregular, because the Mexican army had a local vaqueros, rancheros, that joined the war. They joined the battle here. Okay? The Mexican army wants to explain
Fire.
This is what the Mexican army carried. It's a brown vest, English made. If you look, sir, there's a crown right there. England has kings and queens, right? It's about 54 inches long, 10 and a half pounds in weight. Pretty heavy, and it's long. How far can you hit somebody? Maybe 50 yards. If you get lucky, maybe 75. But if you fire, like if you saw a movie, The Patriots, they're shoulder to shoulder, everybody shooting in the same direction, right? It'll increase the range.
Fire.
You don't have to kill them, just take them out of action.
Load.
Okay, that was the reason for that. And this thing works. If these were real, it would have a musket ball here. This is 75 caliber. You put in about a 68, 69 caliber ball. Look like marbles without a lid. It would be down here. Tear it. Fill that little slot with powder. There's a hole at the end. Close it. Put everything else, paper, everything in here. Tamp it down with this. Now you're ready to fire. And there should be a spark. That fires the mud powder here. Goes in there, fires the musket.
Load.
In the movies, they fire every time. Not really. 40 or 50%, they wouldn't fire. Like now, it's kind of humido, they might not fire. So bear with us when we do fire. If they don't fire, that's one of the reasons. Because you're dependent on a piece of stone. It's flint.
Flint.
Very sharp. It'll cut the heck out of you. But that's what you're depending on. Okay? The Mexican army also, most of the Mexican soldiers could carry swords. In the American army, only the officers. French briquette, French writing right there.
Fire.
If you can shoot 3 times a minute, you're doing good. But if you're not loaded and somebody's trying to hurt you, you can use your bayonet or you can use a sword. Cartridge box, about 20 rounds. Haversack, carry everything else. Sewing kit, medical supplies, whatever else you need. Plate, spoon. And walking, we carried your water. The Americans carried one made out of wood or tin. And you know how hot it gets here in May? The water was extremely hot. This would keep the water cooler longer. So the American Army started stripping the dead and the prisoners. They would use these. Okay. Questions as to why the battle took place here? They were both fighting for the land from the Rio Grande to the Ulysses River, about 150 miles. You're going up to San Antonio, you get to Cal Island, you can turn the Corpus of San Antonio, and then there's a river right there. Mexico said, that's the border. They said, no, it's at the Rio Grande. So that's what they were fighting. Of course, when the war was over, Mexico not only lost this, they lost half of their territory. From Texas to California, from Arizona to Utah, half. Como dijo Cantinflas, nos quitaron el parte que ya estaba empavimentado. Meaning, it was the best better part of our country. So, questions on that?
Oh.
Okay, I'll have the irregular present his weapon. And
Fire! Load!
cartucho en el cañón. Saquen la baqueta. Ataque. Baqueta en su lugar. Prepare. Oh. See how musket is fired? It's kind of wet. They'll do that.
A flash in the pan.
For safety reason, they gotta wait 10 seconds. Sometimes.
Yeah. That's where the term came from.
Half cocked is also in there too.
Half cocked, yeah. Flash in the pan.
Get her.
Oh,
Both armors carry this tool.
This is what he loaded.
Fire, chip the flint. It is sharper. Both armors carry this. Brush, clean it out. Because it causes a lot of fouling. Everybody fired?
Here then the
Fire! Now Judge Fort Jeff.
Ooh.
Load! Ceasefire!
Wow, that's pretty cool, huh? Now here's some of the things that are around here. Tortoise, the rattlesnake, armadillo, Texas horned lizard. I've seen one of these by our house. And this is yucca when it's in bloom. They'll take the blooms, the people that live in this area, and they put it in a batter and then deep fry it, and they'll eat it. This is a prickly pear cactus. What happens is this will develop the flower, and then it will develop a fruit. It's called prickly pear. You can get it in a supermarket, but this is easy to grow. A lot of cactus is edible. Now you can imagine the battlefield here. Look at this grass. Trying to march through this must have been very tough.
Hurry up!
Mhm.